Hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel where stories and other random things take center stage and imagination is prized above all. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to today's video. I hope you guys are having a great day. Um, and we'll continue to do so. So today I will be reviewing Hide by Kiersten White. I have reviewed books from this author before, primarily the Camelot Rising trilogy. So she is familiar in this channel. Before we start, consider subscribing to my channel for more content, and also consider subscribing to my blog for written content. And without further ado, let's get to the synopsis. The challenge: spend a week hiding in an abandoned amusement park and don't get caught. The prize: enough money to change everything. Even though everyone is desperate, even though everyone is desperate to win, to seize their dream futures, or escape their haunting pasts, Mac feels sure that she can beat her competitors. All she has to do is hide, and she's an expert at that. It's the reason she's alive and her family isn't. But as the people around her begin disappearing one by one, Mac realizes this competition is more sinister than even she imagined, and that together might be the only way to survive. 14 competitors, 7 days, everywhere to hide, but nowhere to run. Come out, wherever you are. A high-stakes hide-and-seek competition turns deadly in this dark supernatural thriller from New York Times best-selling author Kiersten White. So I do want to say, from my understanding, this is her debut adult novel, and I've only read my familiarity with her is mainly in YA. I read the Conquerors saga, which I have been referring to as the Andi Darken series. So I've actually been misnaming the series the entire time. I'm sorry. I didn't fully remember like the series name, and I thought it was Andi Darken because Andi Darken is kind of like the way I remember that series. So I'm sorry about that. So from my understanding, it is her debut adult novel. And I think she did a pretty good job with it. I actually really like it. I like the thriller aspect as well. I think it was really well done. I think that the characters were, for the short time that they were here, they were pretty well realized, I think, and they developed quite well. It's a very short book. It is 256 pages. I do think that if the book was longer, we'd probably get more information on them, but I think it was written well. I found that the writing style seems to have changed. Now, anyone who has read more about more books from her, let me know if it changes. But basically, I only know of her about her writing style being third person past, and there is one where it kind of turns a little bit present tense in like Camelot Rising. So basically that's kind of like the way I've seen her writing style be. And I was what is it? So this one specifically changes to that it's mainly third person present. It was this one was third person present, and it had more point of views. It had set it had a lot of like different point of views. It like hopped heads to different people right away, and I actually enjoyed it a lot more this time, this writing style, because I've never fully enjoyed third person limited, because third person limited, I have mixed feelings about the writing style, mainly because usually it feels extremely distant, while first person feels close. So yeah. So I was so yeah, that's my like my thoughts. Like my belief about my thing is I genuinely have mixed feelings about third person. It's not till like I read Casey McQuiston where third person limited became a a writing style I can kind of appreciate more, but it's because hers feels kind of like reading third person. This one felt the same. I felt like I was reading third person. I'm sorry, first person, but like with a bunch of different people, and I liked it a little bit more. Um, I do love the themes that this book was exploring, specifically the themes about how previous generations, not all of them, but basically how sometimes previous generations basically how some of them like messed up and would never take responsibility, and how they messed up things for everybody else in a way. So one of the things that Kiersten White has in her dedication is basically, I think she says it's for the readers, and she's like, I'm so sorry that the previous generations messed that previous generation messed things up for you. I'm sorry. So that theme is very heavily explored by the contest and the way that it's run, how basically previous generations mess things up for pretty much us, everybody else really, basically us in this generation and so on. But also how a previous generation will judge us for being ourselves, and basically tell us that this is wrong, even though it may not be wrong. It just things are done differently, and how like they may never take responsibility for the things that they do, or that they did, and why things are the way that they are. And also they judge us for being us. They judge us for maybe like wearing short skirts, whether we are a certain age or not. Like they will judge us for different reasons, without fully like you know understanding certain things. And I think it's a very interesting theme to look at in this book. Um, the friendships were interesting. I will say that my only critique of this book is the romantic plot line. I think the romantic plot line in this thriller doesn't fit, mainly because there's no time to develop it. Usually she develops her romances quite well. So I or like or just doesn't make them a big part of the center, but she kind of did in this one. So my main critique definitely has to do with the romantic plot line of the book. I don't think it fits, and it doesn't seem it really doesn't bring anything new to the story. So yeah, those are my thoughts. If you have read Hide, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Consider subscribing for more content and like the video. Check the description for links for two other series and other things like that. Also for the link to my blog, which also consider subscribing if you're interested in my written content. Thank you for watching. I will see you first on Saturday, but I will definitely see you next week for my recommendations for after Hide. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you soon. Until then, consume stories. Bye.